Neiman all set to go to work. Figgins, the switch hitting infielder, stepping in, and the pitch is a strike call down around the knees. Figgins hitting .312. He was on base 3 times last night with 2 hits, and the other time he reached on an error. This one is foul back, 0-2. You know, he reached on the error charged to Carlos Pena. Carlos with 6 errors coming off the Gold Glove season last year, and you know, a lot of those errors, I mean, he feels he's playing as well as he's played last year defensively. But there's so many variables in this game. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and he's had a couple of those balls that skipped by him like last night. And Joe Madden was saying before the game, it's not necessarily the errors they've committed, but the plays that this team has not made this year that it made a year ago. Figgins out on strikes to start this one on the high fastball.
Now 4 pitches, 3 of them fastballs. Dropped a curve that just missed, and comes right back with a fastball up. Sean Figgins chases about a 95 to 96 fastball right out of the chute. And you're right about that with the defenses. Every time the ball's hit toward Carlos's way, you just expect him to make a great play. And he backed up a little bit on Figgins' ball, and it got by him. But normally you're so used to making that play, you kind of take it for granted over there.
There's Bobby Abreu, the veteran outfielder. He had a run batted in the 7th inning of last night's game. The pitch is a strike. Well, Neiman, in the stretch of games in which he's pitched so well that we referenced in the opening comments, he has gone out there and set his own pace. He has taken charge, pretty much established his rhythm and momentum quickly. He's ahead of Abreu now, 0-2.
And how about that movement on the 94 fastball, peeling away from Bobby Abreu? Well above average fastball. Well, I just think Dwayne's able to repeat his delivery, and keeping the pacing and the rhythm is very important.
A ball, 2 strikes. Just underway, 1 out with the bases empty. Missed by much, and that squares the count at 2-2.
Little off speed on that one. Of course, Bobby Abreu has a .396 on base percentage. This is typical Bobby Abreu. Working the count, seeing a lot of pitches, doesn't chase very often.
It's going to be a foul ball out of play. Foul the fastball the other way. Rays last year won the season series from the Angels 6 games to 3. Fly ball lifted toward deep left center field. Long run for Upton. That ball's going to one-hop the fence. Abreu's on his way to second with the double. His 13th 2-base hit of the year.
Yeah, that looked like a slider, just a hanging slider right there. Trying to go inside, left it up out of the plate, over the plate. Didn't do a whole lot, kind of backed up on him a little bit. Just a very flat pitch, and Bobby's able to get it up, squared up, and shoot it to left center. BJ had no chance, so he just plays the carom to get it back in.
So an early game challenge now for Neiman, with Abreu at second and 1 out. Juan Rivera, who's up in the 3rd spot. Rivera has been very good with men in scoring position, 307 overall, but 3rd in the American League at 365 with runners in scoring position. Fastball down and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
Juan Rivera is a guy that Mike Scioscia felt that if he played every day would hit 25 home runs again. He did it a few years ago, and then got hurt in Venezuela playing winter ball, broke his leg.
Pitch up and in. 2 balls, no strikes, the count.
And they got him at a pretty good price, a 3-year deal for about $12 million, I believe it was.
And he entered this year with a pretty good idea that he was going to get a lot of playing time. So his mind was clear about that. Ground ball, third base side. Nice pickup by Longoria to his left, and the throw to first in plenty of time. Nice little play by Evan.
You know, the key about that nice play, just under control, no panic involved. A nice crossover step right here. 1, 2, 3, and it steps, and he picks it. Plays a hop perfectly, just relaxes and throws a strike over there to Carlos Pena.
So 2 outs with a man in second. Vladimir Guerrero is going to be the hitter. Pleased to bring you this game from Tropicana Field tonight in high definition. Big cut by Guerrero, and he fouls it. Guerrero, as you know, throughout his career has been bothered by a number of physical ailments, but the back has been the big issue. But you'd never know it by watching him swing the bat as he just took that cut there.
No, only by running. He doesn't run this thing.
Exactly right.
When Vladdy runs now, he looks like he's 10 years older than what he is, but he can still swing it. A couple big hits last night to right field.
He fouls it again and takes another big cut. He had a chest muscle tear earlier this year, and he had surgery on his right knee last October. And it seems has always battled the back problem. Neiman ahead of him, 0-2. There goes a runner, and the pitch is foul. Abreu headed to third, completely ignored back there.
Well, Mike Scioscia and his ball club, they're a running club too. Number 2 in stolen bases in baseball with 65, and nobody paying attention. And I think rightfully so. Vladdy Guerrero is truly a Hall of Fame type hitter, you got to say. I mean, I don't know if he'll get in the Hall of Fame. I think he probably will if he continues. He averages about 25 to 30 home runs, 320 plus lifetime batting average.
2-strike pitch again, and it's a little bit wide. 1-2. Although, you know, that pitch really is in Guerrero's strike zone.
It is.
He can reach that. He can do a lot of damage with the location of a pitch like that. That's true of a pitch in almost any location.
322 lifetime batting average for Vladdy Guerrero.
And a line drive based it into left, charged by Crawford. They're going to wave Abreu to the plate. The throw is in time. He is out. And that will retire the side. The Angels gamble early. Crawford throws out Abreu. Angels do not score, and the Rays are coming in to hit. Scoreless as we got to the bottom of the first, and here's a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense. The Rays cut off a potential run at the plate. Carl Crawford picking up his 4th assist.
Perfect mechanics throwing. Took his time, too. He knew that if he made a good throw, he was going to get Bobby Abreu rather easily. Threw a strike one hopper to Bobby Abreu, or to Deanna Navarro to get Bobby Abreu. And a nice job by Deanna to block the plate, too.
So B.J. Upton leading off here. Takes the first pitch from John Lackey for a ball, fastball down. The ground ball headed to second. Kendrick with the pickup. So B.J. is the first man retired, and the Rays line up. The rest of it breaks out this way. Carl Crawford followed by Evan Longoria. Carlos Pena, Vince Zobrist, and Willie Ibar's in there as the DH. Gabe Gross hits 7th. Deanna Navarro, the 8th place batter. Reed Brignac, shortstop, hits 9th. And here is Crawford. Pitch is low, a ball and no strikes. Carl 8th in the league and hitting at .321. Lackey throws him a strike.
In 5 starts for John Lackey, the ERA over 5. He's 6 in the 3rd innings overall.
2-1. He missed over a month of the season with a forearm issue, but recently his starts have been very good. Rounding into John Lackey shape. There's a little tap third base side. Figgins gloves, has trouble getting rid of it. No throw. Figgins got to the mound and couldn't unload. That's going to be a base hit for Crawford.
And Figgins was playing way in, and expecting a bunt possibly, so he got to it quickly. But the speed of Carl Crawford, with that, Sean Figgins just couldn't get a grip on the ball to throw a strike over there. Take a look. I mean, he's in close. He's in even with the bag. Can't get the grip.
It's the 16th infield hit for Crawford this year. Overall, he has 78 now. He started the night 4th in the American League in total hits. And here's Evan. Lackey holding the ball on Crawford, and he steps back. That's one thing. You figure the Rays might be able to do a little running tonight with Lackey on the hill. And he'll do everything he can, including hold the ball, to try to disrupt the Rays' rhythm. Pitch is down to Evan.
Yeah, Napoli behind the plate tonight catching John Lackey. Has a good arm, but not the same release and quickness and accuracy as Jeff Mathis, like we saw last night.
And Longoria missed that one.
A little slider by Lackey. He's got the curve and the slider that he'll throw. Fastball you're seeing right now is about 91, but he'll get it up to 94, 95. He gets a good lather going. Jeff Mathis blocked a lot of balls last night. I counted at least 9 in the dirt that he blocked.
Yeah, he has the night off, and boy,
he's tired.
He earned it. Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty impressive behind the plate last night.
Well, he even enticed the home plate umpire, Mark Wegner, on those pitches to VJ. Both of them were balls, especially the second one. He enticed him by the way he received the ball and brought it into the zone.
Pitch out, but nothing doing there. It's 2-1. Evan with 55 runs batted in. 13 home runs, hitting .313. One hopper to second. Kendrick stirs one and over to first for the 4-6-3 double play. The Rays do not score. We've gone through an inning, no score. Jeff Neiman and John Lackey, and no doubt he's here in observance of this matchup.
I think so. He's got the Tim McGraw hat right there. Black hat. Lackey has worked into the Angels rotation over the years as the ace. I believe he's a free agent, is he not, after this year?
I think he is. Henry Morales takes the pitch, and that's a strike.
You know, these minor tidbits that come in my memory bank, they come forward sometimes. Too much reading.
Morales, the switch hitting first baseman. 1-1. All of his power this year has come from the left side. All 8 of his home runs. He's going to run the count to 2-1.
Yeah, Henry's a guy that you definitely want to turn around late in the game. He's hitting 100 points lower from the right side of the plate. Right there, 186 versus 289.
It's 2-2 now. Morales was born in Cuba. Lives in the Dominican Republic. Foul back. Count is 2-2. Been up and down with the Angels over the last 2+3 seasons. An opportunity here with Teixeira out of the picture and Kochman out of the picture.
That's right. He's a hacker and a slasher. He does have some power.
That's going to take the count all the way to 3-2.
A lot of moving parts in that setup of his. Got good power to left center too on this side of the plate.
And a hot shot, one hop out to Zobrist at second. Ben makes the play, and that'll be the first out in the second inning. Say if you're traveling and can't catch the Rays, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.TV, the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those games you missed on demand. For more details, visit RaysBaseball.com, where baseball is always on. Isaiah Stewart. He's hitting from the left side and takes a strike. On 1. Stewart hit .261 for the year. One ball, 2 strikes.
Jeff's got a good fastball tonight. He's getting that fastball up there at 94. He hit 96 in the first inning.
Two. Well, you love to see him establish himself early the way he has done over the last few starts. And he just misses.
Rob Drake behind the plate, giving him that looking to the left, saying it was outside, and it was just barely for a good shot from the center field camera, a little bit off the plate.
3-2, and that one just missing inside. That one was pretty close as well. So Stewart is aboard, and he can run a little bit. One on, one out. There's Mike Napoli. Napoli at 264. Fastball, a strike on the outside edge.
One thing that Mickey Hatcher, the hitting coach for the Angels, has worked for with Napoli on for a couple of years is to go to right center, use the field. That's the way Mickey hit. Napoli has been a dead pull hitter. The batting average is up a little higher than normal right now. But you make a mistake middle in, and he's looking to get it out of the ballpark.
He lays off a breaking ball. 1-1. Napoli has really been great against left-handed pitching this year. That average overall is 264, 400 against left-handed pitching. Two and one.
You got to be careful right here. I mean, you can throw him a fastball, but you got to make sure you throw the location because he's just looking for a free swing right here. Meaning just a fastball on the tee. He'll take a hack to try to drive it out.
Over to first. Asturias, who walked, is back in.
It's a compliment of the Angels catchers because Jeff Mathis is the defensive guy and Napoli is the offensive catcher the Angels have.
The count goes to 3-1. Well, you want to especially be careful here. He has big time power.
Well, when Vladdy Guerrero was out, they called a third catcher up, and he was just the DH for a while.
Now the 3-1. He takes a big cut, fouls it. So full count to Napoli. In fact, he has 8 home runs this year. Napoli.
Yeah, he cocks the wrist right there. He's got the load with the big leg kick, and that is a big time uppercut home run swing. He just toppled to the left side. Vladdy Guerrero was pointing, hey, keep it fair. Saw Vladdy a shot at him a moment ago. Straighten it out. Keep it fair. Keep it out of the dugout.
Runner goes 3-2. Is fouled back. That's out of play. So that time is Asturias on the move. Yeah, Guerrero's. He might actually swing at a pitch from there.
He might, and he could probably reach it.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot into right field. Looked like he was imitating Napoli's setup with the hands. Get that cocked wrist right there.
Runner goes again, and a base hit drilled through the hole between short and third. Asturias will go to third. The throw way over Longoria, backed up by Neiman. So Asturias, who was running on that pitch, and Napoli hangs on at first. And you know, I think Crawford, of course, he missed everybody, but I think his general intent was with Asturias running, you know, he was reluctant to throw the ball towards second.
Yeah, I mean, really just keep the double play in order because Asturias had a pretty good jump, and I think he got caught in between, and he was just trying to hit the cutoff man instead of getting through the ball, fire and strike. He kind of lofted it, got underneath it, and Napoli stayed at first base, but he could have got to second.
Yeah, with Gary Matthews Jr. pitch inside, turns him away. 1 ball and no strikes. Hickey's going to head to the mound now with Neiman missing on that first pitch. Yeah, I mean you obviously want to keep Napoli at first, and your heart skipped a beat for a minute there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Angels. That's the 45th time they've gone first to third. That is #1 in Major League Baseball. That is by design. We talked about that yesterday. And of course, with the runner in motion 3 and 2, you know as an outfielder, hey, just keep the double play in order, especially early in the game. You don't have to make the great play. And 1 run's not going to beat you. So you hope, especially with the offense that the Rays have. But minimizing the big innings is key. No crooked numbers for the Angels.
A ball, no strikes, the count to Gary Matthews Jr. Fouls off a high fastball. 2-0. Well, it's in the past at times has been an adjustment period for Neiman to work out of the stretch. He's been in there a couple of times already in the first couple innings tonight. And a liner up the right field side. That's fair. Headed into the corner as Historis scores. They're going to hold Napoli at third on the double by Matthews. And it's a 1-0 game. The Angels jump out in front.
Yeah, just sitting dead red with the fastball. 2-0 count. Well, you got to pound the zone, which Jeff's done very well recently. That's just a fastball right down the middle. He's trying to go away, and Matthews is all over it. Nice play. Nice swing right there. Good balance, head down. But, you know, that's batting practice, 2-0. That's a free swing right there. And Gabe Gross goes in the corner, does a full 360. Got it back in nicely to keep Napoli at third.
So the Angels have the first run, and here's Howie Kendrick with two men now in scoring position. First pitch is up. Kendrick had 2 hits last night, including the triple. They reviewed that when the Angels thought it might have been a home run, but it stayed on as a triple, and he scored. Fly ball. That's a popper foul right side out of play. 1-1.
Howie Kendrick's been chasing a lot of sliders from right-handers in the dirt. Now, Neiman's best breaking pitch is really his overhand curveball. He does throw a slider, but that's been the problem for Howie Kendrick this year. He's been chasing a lot of breaking balls down in the dirt.
Upstairs, 2-1. And as his exposure in the big leagues has increased, I think pitchers around the league know that he's not the most disciplined guy, and they've taken advantage of that.
Exactly. He will expand the zone, his own zone.
Bounds it back. 2-2. Had some big hits against the Rays.
We've seen Jeff throw one curveball, and that was in the first inning. He's had a pretty good one lately.
2-2, and he went around on the appeal. Jeff Kellogg says he's out on strikes. Big strikeout for Neiman for out number 2.
That's a huge strikeout right there. Howie Kendrick, we just talked about. You mentioned it, Dwayne. He's been chasing a lot of pitches, and he certainly did. He did break his wrist, the barrel of the bat in front of home plate. It's a good call.
So 2 outs. Now another tough out to get. Sean Figgins. Neiman got ahead of him in the first and throws him a breaking ball down here. He got ahead 1-2 and then got him on a fastball up with a little something extra on it in the mid-90s. It was up around 95 or 96 on the fastball to strike out Figgins. Little check swing and a foul ball. 1-1. Angels already have a run driven in by Gary Matthews Jr. Neiman facing the Angels for the first time in his career. That's a strike call on a fastball. And again, the count is 1-2 this time around against Figgins.
Yeah, Sean showing some displeasure there. He thought the ball was up at least, if not away.
3-2. Lehman changes up with that split sometimes. It's
he does.
Pitch he's been working on over the last couple of years. He got a little more serious with it in 07.
Gotta be careful not giving that grip away, because I noticed him tapping, especially from the windup in the glove, to get that grip.
Missed with a breaking ball, and Figgins took that. Now the count is full. Figgins has been very good on the road. 379 on the road coming into this game. He fouls a fastball. So after going to 3-2 on the off speed, the split, and the breaking ball, the fastball is foul.
That was a better pitch too, because it was down the zone. You get a ground ball to the right side of that swing we just saw. If it's up, that's when John Figgins will hit in the gap. Be careful.
3-2. And a fly ball headed toward right center. Gross will have to chase it down. It goes all the way to the wall. Napoli and Matthews have scored. Figgins digs for 3, and he is in there with a triple, making it 3-0. So the Angels have a 3-run second.
Well, he got it up. It's like we talked about. The pitch before was down. He just tapped it foul. This is up, out over the plate. Sean's looking for it. He got him on a fastball up last time. That's why you got to be careful. Forget about it. Sean's speed. It's an easy triple.
So a 3-run second. That's the Figgins cheering section right over there. Sean out of Brandon High School. Bobby Abreu. Down to third. They picked him off. Navarro de Longoria. He's picked off. That will retire the side. Angels scored 3. We go to the bottom half of inning 2. 3-0. Angels lead the Rays. During Toyota's perfect timing event, Toyota moving forward. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Well, the Rays are down by 3. Carlos Pena will lead it off and shoots it into center field on that He's aboard with a base hit. Carlos hit the ball hard a couple times last night. These are all very encouraging signs now.
Yeah, Carlos had 2 walks and a double and a line out to first last night. That's a nice shorter swing right there by Carlos. Still has that slight uppercut, but that's where he gets his power from. But he didn't try to pull that outside pitch. He went with it. And that's what we've been talking about. Use the gap, center to left center to right center, and eventually they'll start pitching you in again.
There's Ben Zobrist. The Rays with a runner at first to try to get something started in the home half of the second inning. Pitch is down, a ball and no strikes. Two and 0. There's a strike to Ben. 2-1. Zobrist homered to open the bottom of the 8th last night. His second hit of the night. His 12th home run of the year. It's a little high. And he's ahead, 3 balls and a strike.
High curveball right there from John Lackey.
Lackey's coming off a no decision his last time out against Toronto, but he pitched well. In fact, he's 0-1 over his last 3 starts since his last win on the 18th of May. But he's pitched well in all of those games. Broken bat, base hit through the right side. Pena's going to head to third. Abreu's throw will come through, not in time, and it's first and third for the Rays with nobody out.
Yeah, Bobby Abreu was playing deep. Carlos Pena recognized that. So let's take a look at the swing. A little bit off the end of the bat. Or a lot off the end of the bat. It just shatters. Carlos has to wait for it to get by him. But he knows where Bobby Abreu is. So he's running on his own there. He's not looking for help from Tom Foley at third base. He knows that Bobby's playing Zobrist deep, and rightfully so. And so Carlos takes the extra base. And that's a good move right there, because it puts Morales on the bag and a big hole in the right side, holding on Ben Zobrist.
So the Rays threatening to answer the 3 in the top of this inning with something of their own. Willie Ibar takes the pitch, and that's away. 1 ball, no strikes. Willie back in the Rays lineup tonight. Remember, he was scratched Monday night because of a migraine. There's a strike call, 1-1. It's fouled back, fastball, 1-2. Talking about Lackey's last few starts, he's pitched at least 7 innings in his last 3. Souvenir right there. Protected the camera, came up with a souvenir. It's a little high. Perhaps away, 2-2. But he is coming off that outing the last time against Toronto. You see that no decision. And he made 114 pitches. That's his highest pitch count.
That's right.
Since coming back off the disabled list. Ground ball right side through. There's a base hit. Pena scores. Zobrist digs for third. He is in there. Rays are on the board. It's now 3-1. 3 straight hits for the Rays to open the inning, and they're on the board. And
a little first and third action, and because Pena went to third base like we were talking about, that hole on the right side, then Zobrist at first base, Pena at third. Kenny Morales had to hold the runner on, so there's a hole on the right side, and Willie Ibar found it. That's what aggressive base running creates.
That'll be Gabe Gross. Runners first and third. Ground ball, and that's fair. By the bag and up the right field line. Zobrist scores. Ibar's going to third. It's going to be a double for Gross, and it's 3-2. Gabe Gross on the first pitch got it just fair over the bag and up the right field line.
Yeah, the Rays come right back, and again with first and third, Morales holding the runner on. Got no chance. This ball just skips right by him at the first base position there as he bounced off the bag on the pitch.
Well, Gabe has his 5th double, picking up RBI number 17. So Pena and Zobrist have scored, and now Ibar and Gross are both in scoring position. Mike Butcher goes out to talk with John Lackey.
And here's where Deanna Navarro has to be selective. He's got a job to do here with second and third and nobody out, and that's to hit the ball to the right side because the Angels are playing the infield back. Can't expand his own zone here and try to get a base hit. If you get a base hit, fine, to the right side. But if not, at least advance the runner and have a productive out and get an RBI. Get him over, get him in.
Navarro at 201 for the year. And he swings and misses the breaking ball. Strike one. Navarro 2 for 14 lifetime against Lackey. And a ground ball. That's going to be foul just back of first. 0-2.
The Rays would have taken that.
Yep.
That would have got the job done. Well, now contact becomes of essence right here for Deanna Navarro.
Lackey has some options now against Navarro. 2 strikes the count. Down and in. Blocked by Napoli. Rays with 4 hits to open this inning. They have 5 in the game. Ground ball headed toward the middle. Misturis has a play to first. The run scores to tie it. Ibar crosses the plate. And this game is now a 3-3 ball game.
Yeah, very productive at bat for Deanna Navarro because he did hit it on the ground. He didn't get the base hit, but he got the run in and he got Gabe Gross over to third base with 1 out. So that's a good at bat by Deanna.
So the Rays come right back with 3 of their own to tie it. Now Gross is at third with 1 out, and the Angels will draw the infield end with Reed Brignac, the hitter, and Gross down at third base.
Reed Brignac likes that low ball. He can get through one, shoot one into left center here.
Takes one low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Juan Rivera playing shallow and left to try to make a play in case there's a fly ball his way.
And that one picks up the outside part of the plate. Started a little wide, but caught the plate. Curveball, and the count is 1-1.
Of course, Mike Scioscia's a guy on the other side. You just saw Joe Maddon likes to squeeze in these types of situations.
Napoli covers up again on a breaking ball. 2-1. Yeah, this is always an interesting matchup with these 2 guys.
Mike knows it. Joe, I mean, this is why Mike's giving signs right here. He's taking nothing for granted that Joe Maddon wouldn't put on a squeeze. Brignac.
Cut and a miss on a breaking ball. 2-2. Lackey's moved that breaking ball out and in. 2-2 here with Brignac.
And Napoli's going to ask John Lackey. I mean, they're going for the strikeout here. He goes, hey, you throw it. I'll block it if you want to throw that curve in the dirt. Maybe we can get him to chase the fastball up, the 4-seamer up. I mean, he's going for the punch out right here.
2-2, and it's up.
Yeah, it's one of those two things. That's all that conversation was about. Which way do you want to try to strike him out?
So the count is full. And a swing and a miss. He went back to the curveball. He got him to 2-2 on a couple of breaking balls and strikes him out on the curveball.
Well, that's smart by Napoli to go out there. That was exactly the game plan. You miss with a four-seamer up. He gets behind with the bases open. Go back with your curveball. Just smart pitching by John Lackey.
So Gross still at third. 2 gone now with 3 runs home. Here's B.J. Upton. This one skips by Napoli, and down the line from third comes Gross, and the Rays take the lead. Lackey skipped it in there, and the Rays on the wild pitch take a 4-3 lead.
Well, there's where the Angels lose a little bit because Napoli's not the defensive catcher. Mathis says, look at that, he's not ready for it. And a nice secondary lead by Gabe Gross, bouncing off the third base bag, and you land on your right foot. You can read the play. That's why you had a good jump.
There's a strike. It's 1-1. So the Rays with 4 off Lackey in the bottom of the second inning. Upton missed that slider.
See what Napoli didn't do. He didn't get the upper body over, so he really wasn't ready. His left knee's already down. See, the upper body is straight up and down, and that's not going to get it done. He already collapsed his left leg on that pitch. You got to get your upper body over it to drive it back to center, right out in front of you. You cup it, almost like you make your spoon out of your body with your chest protector. So he wasn't prepared for that one. Mathis, we saw him block, like I said, no less than 9 breaking balls in the dirt. He's excellent at cupping a ball and bringing it right back in front of him.
1-2 and a liner fair over the head of Figgins down the left field line, picked up by Rivera, and BJ hit that ball hard. We continue to see more and more of that from BJ over the last couple of weeks.
Take a look at BJ's swinger. Boy, that had a nice sound all the way up here in the booth. Nice load on the back leg and getting his hands. That's the power position right there. Good concentration and extension right through the ball. That's a good short swing right there.
Here's Crawford now with BJ at first. He's off and running. The pitch is high and the throw is not in time. Upton not wasting any time stealing a base. That's his 18th of the year. So the Rays have 92 steals on the year.
And Napoli bouncing that one. Didn't have the same velocity you saw last night with Jeff Mathis. Taking advantage of the combination of Lackey and Napoli.
Crawford takes the breaking ball low, so he's ahead in the count. With all the success that Lackey's had against the Rays, and he's 9-1 against the Rays coming into this game, Crawford is hitting .367 lifetime off him. Takes a breaking ball. It's 2-1, and there aren't many hitters in the Rays lineup who've had success against this guy, but Crawford is one of them.
Yeah, and there's the respect you saw because that was a 2-0 backdoor curveball that Lackey threw to Carl Crawford right there. No fastball behind the count.
2-1 pitch, and a base hit the other way. Up to around third. Rivera's throw headed to the plate, cut off. Upton scores, and Crawford out at first. He rounded the bag to draw the throw, and that gave Upton the chance to score. So the run counts on the RBI single to left, and the Rays put up another run on the board to make it a 5-3 ball game. Braves with a 5-run inning in the second to take the lead. And, I think they had a play on Upton at the plate.
They definitely had a play. It's a good play by Carl Crawford, rounding the bag to draw the cut. Now watch Sean Figgins get into position. Rivera catches the ball before Upton even gets to third. He throws a strike. Watch this. Watch where Figgins is right here, and see where BJ, he's got plenty to go. And Figgins would have had a play. And if they let it go, because it's a right-handed thrower, Napoli would have had a play without a relay.
So we go to the third. First pitch to Abreu is high. It's 1-0, and so Crawford rounding the bag got the attention of Figgins, who cut it off and went there.
And a lot of times, too, and George Hendrick, I'm sure, said, hey, go for it, because he knew that was a close play. That's where your first base coach helps you out also. Hey, round hard, make him draw the throw, make him cut the ball. Because as a general rule, as a third base coach, if the fielder touches the ball before your runner gets to the bag at third, you hold him up. But with 2 outs and BJ up, then of course you're not going to hold him up. So it's a gamble. You're just hoping that the left fielder doesn't make a good throw. And Juan Rivera threw a strike at home plate.
Now 2-1 to Abreu. Fouls the fastball back. Takes the count to 2-2.
But I guarantee you, George Hendrick gets some credit for that to help Carl Crawford say, hey, go. And you make Sean Figgins cut the ball.
Carl getting credit for the base hit and the run batted in. Abreu fouls this one back. Count still 2-2. Breaking ball in there. 1 away. Third strikeout for Neiman. And let's check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thank you very much. It is a website Wednesday. That means fans can ask the announcers. We'll tell you about that email address in just a second. But first, our polls. Last week we asked, with Troy Percival out, who might be the closer for the Rays in the future. And you see that J.P. Howell got the most votes with 39%. The other 4 guys, Grant Balfour, Jason Isringhausen, Randy Choate, Dan Wheeler, all got about the same, between 12 and 20%. Our new poll is, which of the Rays starters will have the most wins this season? You have the 5 currently in the rotation, plus Scott Kazmir also as a choice. He should be coming back to the Rays sometime shortly, as Rivera hits the ball up the middle past the diving Reed Brignac for a 1-out base hit. And guys, we also saw the email address there. Fans can email their questions to you at ask.therays@fox.com. And our first 2 questions are this. For Dwayne, does a team like the Yankees have a say into the dimensions of their stadium? And for Kevin, first question is, and that was for Mark, by the way, Derek is a little leaguer who's a catcher and throws left-handed. He loves that position and wants to know why no major league catchers are left-hand throwers. Guys?
All right, thank you. A runner at first with 1 out. Vladimir Guerrero is at the plate. Neiman's pitch hit on the ground is short, bobbled by Brignac, and he cannot find the handle at all. A double play ball sharply hit. That's going to be an error charge to Brignac, and so the inning will continue. Well, that's a tough break for the Rays and Neiman.
Yeah, you're getting out of the inning right here on this one. It's a routine double play ball, and you can't hit these any better in infield, which teams don't take infield anymore. I wish they would. And that's just bites him on the heel of the glove right there.
So the Rays commit their 41st error of the year. And now here's Morales. Pitch is down. That would have gotten Neiman out of the inning, and it would have limited his pitch count. He had made 54 pitches through the first 2. So that pitch count is a little higher than he would like. So now he's got to pick up his shortstop.
Yep.
With 2 men on and 1 out. See if he can get another double play ball out of Morales. Pop foul. It's going to be out of play. Well, Mark's question about the stadium is the question I think everybody has in mind now, particularly as it relates to the new Yankee Stadium. And to a point, I mean, teams do have, they will design parks to benefit their philosophy of the game and their lineup. In fact, the original Yankee Stadium was built with a short distance down the line and right to favor Babe Ruth.
That's right.
They were moving in there from the Polo Grounds, and Ruth had created a stir with that ball a little livelier than it had been, and he started to hit home runs, and so they made it very cozy in right field for that purpose. So the answer to that is yes. You see teams tailor parks to fit their own purposes. I'm not so sure the Yankees knew that they were going to have a wind tunnel effect they've had. High pop-up, foul ball. Navarro, this is a tough play, and Navi's there to make it, and they get the big out on Morales. 2 gone.
That's a huge out right there, and a nice read by Navarro because he waited until he saw the ball at its peak, its apex, before he threw the mask away. And the ball will tail back to you as a catcher when it goes up and behind you. That's a nice play.
You know, the interesting thing about Yankee Stadium, there are people now saying, and it's something we talked about, thinking that right field is a lot cozier than advertised in terms of the actual distance. Here's Asturias, 2 men on and 2 men out. The pitch is high. I don't think they designed it purposely that way, but it is a little cozier. I mean, they knew it was probably going to be somewhat cozy to right, but I think it's shorter than the posted signs myself.
Well, I do too, especially to straightaway right field. And ironically, I talked to Bucky Dent today, who played in the 70s with the Yankees, and we were talking about that because he was there Monday night when the Rays were in town. I said, I didn't know that. I wish we knew that. And I said, let me ask you something. What did you think about the stadium in right field? He goes, you know what? It's straight across. It doesn't have any depth going toward right center like the old stadium.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm glad you said that because Dwayne and I have been talking about that every time we come into New York. And he said, I'll bet it's 360 to straightaway right. And I said it was 340, so maybe it's 350 to straightaway right. But he said, those pop flies the other night, and Damon and Jeter hit. I said, well, that's what we said.
There's ball 4 low. That's going to load the bases now with 2 outs, and Mike Napoli coming up. Second time Asturias has walked in this game as Neiman tries to pitch around the error. Well, so the answer to Mark's question is yes. A club will have great input into the configuration of a new ballpark. And,
absolutely.
I mean, you can look at almost every new one that has come online, and that's been the case. Mike Napoli pitches down, and you know that goes back. They used to be in the old days. As the Rays going to send Hickey out to talk with Neiman now. You know there were parks, and you got odd configurations, odd distances because they had to fit inside a specific plot of land, whether it was a city block or an unusual
downtowns
piece of property. That's not necessarily the case now, and so. But you go back to St. Louis. They had all those speedsters. They wanted a big ballpark because it was pitching and defense there.
That's correct. That's exactly right. I know that the ballpark in Arlington, when it was named that back in '94, really the club thought they were going to re-sign Rafi Palmeiro, so right field was a little shorter, and Juan Gonzalez was upset. He thought left field was too high and too deep. And I said, Juan, what does it mean? When you square one up, it goes out anywhere anyway. What are you worried about?
1-0 pitch to Napoli. There's a strike. Fastball, and the count is 1-1. But let's say it is 350. It's hard for me to believe that they by design said, let's make it 350.
Well, I mean, it hurts their pitchers too, by the way. It's not just one-sided. I mean, that means they got to get the ball down too, those pitchers that they have. I was talking to Oral Hershiser the other day when he was there, and he said, yeah, you got to sign, we were talking about it, you got to sign sinker ball pitchers. If you got a home run ballpark, you better not sign fly ball changeup pitchers.
Pitch is down, 2 balls and a strike, and now you get a lot of anecdotal entries into this whole discussion about if you go to Yankee Stadium and you stand where those openings are in left field and right field, you can feel the wind tunnel there.
Right.
And if you're elsewhere in the park, you don't. So you hear a lot of things, but the basic answer to Mark's question is yes. Teams do have input. There's a nice pitch, and the count is 2-2.
Boy, that was paint right there. That's what Jeff's got to do with Napoli, because he is a good fastball hitter. That was an excellent pitch.
And we're only in the third, but this is a big pitch right here. This could be the pitch of the game, with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the third inning. And a high popper down the right side. Pena into foul territory, making the call. He's got it. Neiman pitches around the error, and the Angels leave him loaded. Nice job by the young right-hander. 5-3 Rays lead.
Evan Longoria leading off for the Rays, and we are joined by Angie Kiss. She is the fiance of Rays reliever Grant Balfour. Big event coming up Sunday for the Rays players, wives, girlfriends, fiancés. What's going on?
This Sunday after the game, we will be hosting Rays on the Runway. This will take place at Nordstrom International Plaza. Doors open at 7 o'clock p.m., where there will be an hour and a half of cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, silent auction, as well as your chance to mingle with the Rays players.
This has been an annual event now, and it's a lot of fun as Evan Longoria bounces one up towards the middle. And that'll be the first out of the inning. So it's 7 o'clock on Sunday, hour and a half of hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and then the show itself. Now, we know what Grant's like on the mound. He's very intense, talks to himself at times. Will this be a chance to see the other side of Grant?
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. That's for sure.
He does relax at some points, right?
Every now and then. He's a pretty intense person, but he's a pretty down-to-earth person as well.
And if people want more information, there's a phone number.
There is a phone number. You can call 727-896-6390, or you can even visit the website. It's the childrensdreamfund.org.
Shot. Carlos Pena. He hit the ball hard a couple times last night. He hit it hard the first time up tonight. And he hit this one out to the opposite field, and the Rays have another run. It's 6-3.
Take a look. Napoli sets up away. Lackey pitches away, and Carlos goes with it, and that's what we've been talking about. Shorten up and use the field. Go the other way to bring him back into your zone where you want it. That's a nice piece of hitting by Carlos Pena.
And Zobrist takes a strike. So the second home run for Carlos Pena off Lackey in his career. A towering shot to the opposite field, and now Zobrist out of there on a pitch up and in.
Well, that's by design. John Lackey has a history of he's not afraid to come inside and drill somebody. or stand you up. I just don't like it at the head. That's unacceptable.
Two balls and a strike.
You know, Lackey's first start of the season this year, he threw behind Ian Kinsler, threw 2 pitches, and he was kicked out of the game.
There's a ground ball and a base hit off the breaking ball. Zobrist is aboard. Well, Ben stayed right in there and hit the breaking ball through the right side of the infield. He is 2 for 2.
That's how you respond to getting buzzed inside. He stayed right in. Look at that, staying inside. Look at that concentration down through the zone. Head down through the ball right there, getting his hands inside it. Did I say all-star again, or is it getting redundant now?
No, I think it's right.
I got to make the push.
Want to know the count to Willie Ibar. So Zobrist at first, a run home. The Rays lead 6-3. Takes a little lead. Pitch is high. 2-0.
31 pitch second inning, 9 so far this inning, pushes it up to 50.
Pitch is a strike. It's now 2-1.
We just saw Carlos Pena. He starts doing that, and what's going to happen? They're going to have to come back into his zone. But they just been expanding and expanding and expanding away, and he was pulling off it. Now he's starting to stay on it and go with it.
Takes the count to 2-2 now to Ibar.
Carlos has had 6 good at bats in the 2 games so far. 6 really good at bats.
There goes Zobrist. The pitch is inside. The throw's not in time, and Ben, who singled his way aboard, steals his way into scoring position. He's 7 out of 9 in the steal department.
You know, as a hitter, you saw Willie Ibar duck, but you don't have to duck out of the way to help the catcher. Take a look. Just stand up there. As long as you stay in the box, don't duck, and give Napoli a free shot at second base.
Now pickoff move back to second, and Zobrist is back in there.
As long as you stay in the box as a hitter, if he makes contact, it is not interference. If you're out of the boxes, he makes contact with the catcher, then it's interference. But don't ever duck. That would be saying thank you.
Full count. Ibar takes ball 4. He'll put runners at first and second. Rays have added a run here in the 3rd on the 18th home run of the season by Carlos Pena. Pulls him even now with Mark Teixeira.
You'd really like to get into that Angel bullpen early, Dwayne, because that's been their trouble this year. Said yesterday they're 30th as far as ERA in Major League Baseball out of the bullpen at 5.82, and if you get into them early this game, it helps tomorrow night's game.
Gross doubled in a run. His first time. Hit it up the right field line.
These next couple of at-bats are really important. Keep working to count and grinding and really try to wear down John Lackey. Try to get him out of the game.
And a foul back. That's a strike. You know, just looking at Pena's home runs, he has 18. That's the first opposite field home run he's hit this year.
Yep, it is. Exactly. I love that because that's the only reason we've been talking about that. Just use the field. I'm just speaking as a catcher. If I see a guy not make any adjustments, I'm going to stay out there on you. If you start leaning over the plate trying to reach it, then I'm going to stand you up. But you start proving you can hit the fastball the other way. Now you're going to keep me honest in the game I call.
His first home run of the year, he hit off John Lester to center field, and he hit a couple others to center, but everything else has been right center and right until tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Gross.
That's a good take by Gabe Gross. That's a pretty good pitch by John Lackey, and he's able to lay off it off the inside corner.
Bounding ball foul. Still 1-2.
Yeah, Lackey's got the feel of his curveball, so he's staying with it. It's pretty much been the fastball curveball right here. Once again, Napoli out there to see how he wants to go. And again, it's probably the conversation about you want to throw a 4-seamer up and see if they'll chase it. And you want to drop a curveball in the dirt.
Rays have 6 runs, 9 hits. The Angels 3 runs, 6 hits. Ground ball right side, backhanded by Morales. Down to Sturas 1, back to first, safe there. Lackey covered. So Zobrist goes to third. Gross reaches on a fielder's choice. Ibar forced 3-6 at second base.
Good hustle by Gabe Gross to not have it be a double play and get John Lackey out of the inning. It was a curveball by Lackey. Now Dion Navarro has a shot at it.
Navarro drove in a run with a ground ball to short his first time. Strike. Rays got out of a big spot in the top of the inning as Jeff Neiman pitched around the error and left the bases loaded without giving up a run. Navarro takes it high. 1-1. Runs batted in have been spread out. The Rays scored a run on a wild pitch. Crawford has a run batted in. Pena won on the home run. Ibar, Gross, and Navarro each with a run batted in. Pitch is fouled as Gross is on the move off first base. He'll return to the bag. The count will be 1-2 to Deoner Navarro.
Yeah, big jump and a good pitch to run on with the curveball. Chased the ball right there. That's one of the reasons the batting average is still down. He's just expanded his own zone too much this year. 26 strikeouts and only 3 walks. Instead of a 2-1 count, he's sitting 1-2.
Gross goes again, and the pitch is tapped toward third. Charged by Figgins, throw to first. Safe. Morales' foot came off the bag as he started his stretch. The Rays will get a run. Zobrist crossed the plate. That's going to make it a 7-3 ball game. Gross winds up at second.
Big run and good hustle. Tough play for Sean Figgins to throw a strike over there. And because Deoner's hustling, you can see Kendry Morales indeed was off the bag with the stretch. And Deoner just does beat him. See his foot come off the bag as Deoner Navarro crosses it.
So that's going to be an infield hit and a run batted in for Navarro to make it 7-3. Now Morales went into his stretch, but he left the bag behind. Now they're going to charge Figgins with an error.
You know what? That's a bang-bang play. I think they had it right the first time.
Yeah,
I think it's
too.
a base hit. I mean, that's you can't bunt a ball any better than that, and that's a tough play for any infielder.
Reed Brignac breaks his bat to roller deep short. Sturas up with it, but no place to go, and the bases are going to be loaded. So there's a base hit for Brignac on a broken bat. Boy, that bat exploded.
I know what Mike Soshi's thinking. Hey, I got my ace out there. I can't take him out of there in the third inning or get the bullpen up, but I think they are now. A couple of bats have exploded tonight. Nice job by Sturas. That saves a run right there. flips the ball back to third base. And now the bullpen does get up for the Angels.
Pitch blocked by Napoli.
It was a cross-up right there. Napoli's looking for a breaking ball. He got a fastball.
You know, I'm thinking about that ball Navarro hit, and I hope they revisit that because, number one, I just think it's a base hit.
It's a base hit. I mean, that's a bang-bang play. If Higgins makes it, it's a great play. If he doesn't, it's a base hit because it was, first of all, he wasn't up playing for a bunt. It was a swinging bunt. And
there's a strike. You know, he didn't bobble the ball. Let's take another look at this.
No, this is a tough play.
And the only reason it's not an out is because Morales came off the bag. But even now, if he stays back in contact with the bag, I think it's still a hit.
Yeah,
I think he's safe.
It's definitely not Figgins' error. Morales could have stayed back on the bag, but I think it's a base hit. Navarro was hustling all the way, got out of the back box good. I think they had it right. Stay with your first instincts. Had it right the first time. Base hit.
1-2 the count to BJ. Oh, and he takes strike three. Called out on strikes to retire the side. The Rays add 2. They got 1 on the home run by Pena. So at the end of 3, it's 7-3 Tampa Bay. Ball game moves into the top of the 4th. The Rays have a 7-3 lead. And it's time for our Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And our question, how many sets of brothers are currently in the major leagues? You have a look at Eric Ibar on the right and Willie Ibar, the Rays there on the left side of your screen. It's our Aflac trivia question. Harry Matthews Jr. leads off the 4th. The pitch is high. A ball, no strikes. Will be followed by Howie Kendrick, and then the top of the order, Sean Figgins.
It's actually been 3 rough innings for both pitchers.
Yep.
It's been a lot of grinding and working.
Neiman a good job of getting out of the 3rd. He throws a strike. It cost him 13 more pitches, which could translate roughly into an extra inning. And he right now is at 78 pitches, 2 pitches into the 4th. Foul back.
Yeah, and Jeff's had to pitch out of the windup in every inning, and we know that he's more comfortable out of the windup versus the stretch. Excuse me, had to pitch out of the stretch in every inning. And He's been more effective this season from the windup.
One and two still.
You know, Derek had a question. We got caught up in the game, as we should, about left-handed catching.
We've had so much going on.
I want to get to for Derek.
Fly ball lifted into right center. Gross closing. He's got it on the run. Gabe Gross, a nice running catch. One away.
Had some hang time. Nice play by Gabe. Got a nice read. Kind of smiling. I outran you, BJ. What do you think of that? I don't think so, but he'll take it. Yeah, there. You know, the game is really built for defensively because of your back to the play as a catcher, about running and throwing guys out. Stolen bases at third. Tougher for a left-hander to shift his feet. Tougher to have your back to the play when you're trying to throw a runner out from first to second. That's really the main reason. It's not about receiving so much as base running. Yeah, but there has been, you know him and I know it. Mike Squires was a left-handed catcher with the White Sox.
He caught
a little bit.
Dale Long did some catching.
Yep. There's been a couple in the big leagues. Don't get discouraged. You like it.
2-0 the count.
But for example, like when you saw Navarro pick off Sean Figgins earlier from his knees, you can't really do that left-handed because you're already closed up. You have to wait on your, with your feet alignment going toward third. It's much easier and quicker, especially with some of these speed teams out there. And when a runner steals off at first, you can see out of your peripheral vision. If you're left-handed and the ball's away from you, it's a little tougher to do that. I also think this, for a right-handed thrower, the ball, if it does tail, it'll tail back in toward the slide.
Mm-hmm.
For a left-hander, it'll tail away from the play, both at third and at second.
Oh, down goes Kendrick for ball 4. Pitch up and in. A fastball, and Kendrick is aboard. Well, it's a 3-1 count. There are similarities in second baseman. And Hickey's going to go to the mound.
Yeah. Yeah, this just hasn't been a great game for command tonight for either pitcher. You got a 4-run lead. The team's battled pretty hard off a really tough pitcher normally in John Lackey. And Neiman just hasn't been able to repeat his delivery like we've seen the last few starts, especially that last start against the Kansas City Royals.
A reminder, fans, of the $250,000 Mustang Money tickets. They're on sale. Register your non-winning tickets now through June 11th. That's June 11th. For a second chance to win great prizes, they include the 2010 Ford Mustang V6 convertible, an Ultimate Florida Baseball Weekend getaway, or a $100 gas card. Visit flaflorida.com for details. Sean Figgins takes a pitch down a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes. Lance Cormier, who's done such a great job out of the Rays bullpen, we haven't seen him in a while, and he is busy now.
Well, Joe Madden has to pull out all stops because the Rays have dropped a few games here in a row. Got to get a win tonight.
Ground ball through the right side. Kendrick will turn second and stop. Throw back to second, and it skips past second base, and Longoria is going to have to chase it down. Figgins goes up to second on the overthrow. So that's a base hit and an error charge to Gross on the throw.
Yeah, it skipped past Brignac, and he was about to make contact with Kendrick. I think he probably took his eye off. He just got to get down there and block it and keep the double play in order. Now it opens it up for the Angels to get right back in the game.
Well, Neiman asked to pitch around the error in the third, and he's going to try to pitch around this here in the fourth. He's got Bobby Abreu up here now.
Yeah, you'll give up one to get an out here, but you can't let the Angels have a couple back, because then it becomes, this early in the game, it's a ball game again.
And a high breaking ball. 1-0. balls, no strikes. So Neiman, 1 out and 2 runners on in the 4th, men at 2nd and 3rd, about to make his 90th pitch of the night here.
And this could be his last hitter if he doesn't get Bobby Abreu. Probably will be.
And a fly ball, left center field. Upton on the run, still going, tracks it down. The tag at 3rd, Kendrick will score. Holding at 2nd is Figgins. That's going to make it 7-4, a sacrifice fly off the bat of Bobby Abreu.
Well, that error cost him a run. I don't really think it should have been Gabe Gross's error either. I think that ball should have been fielded. And Joe Maddon's going to make a move. He's not liking what he's seeing. Certainly understand that.
So he's got Neiman out there with 90 pitches. Second trip to the mound for the Rays here in this inning. So Neiman is lifted. Back in a moment. Now, and as Lance Cormier comes on, he is a direct part of our Toyota trend after pitching in 18 of the first 50 games for the Rays this year. He hasn't pitched in the last 10. In fact, his last outing came on the 28th of May. That was that game in Cleveland when he worked 3 innings against the Indians.
Well, when Lance has had his regular work, you can take a look right here. In 18 games, a 2.19 earned run average in 37 innings. The league only hitting 210. The only thing you're concerned about now is, number one, you got to face the heart of the order.
His first pitch is a strike to Juan Rivera.
Well, and he just answered the second part. It's just you have command, and he just comes right in and throws like a little cutter or slider for strike one.
Is down. Breaking pitch has been a good pitch for him the first couple months of the season as well. He's had good control of that pitch.
Good block by Navarro with both legs down there. I like that. Working on that, keeping that curveball in front.
Start of a move by Rivera, but he holds up. 2-1. Hit up the middle, charged by Upton. Figgins heads to the plate. Throw's going to come through. Now a throw back to second, and the runner is safely in there. And it's a 7-5 game. So Rivera, who's been very good with men in scoring position, singles home Figgins and goes to second on the throw through to the plate.
Yeah, with Sean Figgins, you just got to hit the cutoff man, and you know he's going to score on that. Keep a man out of scoring position because Vladdy Guerrero's up, and Vladdy's had a couple of base hits to right field, and ball just over the head of Carlos Pena. I think it turned out to be a strike at home plate, but you had too fast a runner. I think BJ was trying to hit the cutoff man. It just went right over Carlos's head.
Pitch to Vladimir Guerrero is upstairs, 1-0. So it's a 2-run game. The Rays lead 7-5. Popped up, foul ball right side near the stands. That's going to carry out a play. It's 1-1. So Neiman tonight charged with 5 runs in 3 2/3. He had to pitch around, some mistakes behind him. Pop up again right side toward the stands. Pena over there, but this one's going to be out of play. Well, he's getting closer to keeping it in play for Carlos. 1-2 count. And he strikes him out. Got him with a fastball down. Guerrero out on strikes to leave a man at second. Couple runs score. Bottom of the 4th coming. 7-5 Rays. Trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. The question, how many sets of brothers are currently in the majors? Well, the Angels are involved in at least 3 of them. Ibar, Asturias, Upton, and Weaver. 4 represented in tonight's game, and 11 total. The Angels involved with 3 of them right there. First pitch to Carl Crawford. It's in there for a strike. Crawford, Longoria, and Pena. It's foul back at third.
It's a lot of sets of brothers. That's talented families right there.
BJ and his brother Justin up with the Diamondbacks. Got Jeff and Jared Weaver. Fly ball back into center field. Matthews cutting back to his left. Event backpedaling makes the catch. Cesar Asturias, the brother of Maicer Asturias, technically the half-brother. And then the Ibars, Willie for the Rays, and Eric Ibar for the Angels. Molinas, and you got the Roche brothers. There's a strike to Longoria. I guess you include Delman Young and his brother.
That's right. Yeah.
Dimitri Young. Scott Jerry Hairston. You've got the Ayers brothers, the Scott and Willie. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mean, you just right on down the line.
Yeah,
huh?
Adrian and Edgar Gonzalez. You got some brothers that are able to play together too. How about that? Growing up, saying, "Hey, we're going to play together in the big league someday."
1-2, ground ball down to third. Figgins makes the throw to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. J.D. Drew and his brother Stephen Drew. You know, I remember the Necros, and when they would, Joe and Phil, when they would pitch against each other, and how nerve-wracking it was for their parents.
That had to be a blast, though. Who do they pull for when they play pitch against each other? Well, even in the front office for the Angels, the assistant general manager, Ken Forsch.
Yeah, Ken and Bob Forsch.
Brother Bob.
Yep.
Cardinals.
Pitch outside to Carlos Pena. As we look at our Firestone leaderboard, Carlos in a first-place tie in the American League for home runs with Mark Teixeira. 1-1. John Lackey gave up 5 runs in the 2nd. A couple of runs, one of which was earned in the 3rd. Out here working in the 4th. Two and 1.
He hasn't had a real overpowering fastball, but the curveball's been really effective, especially the left-handers. He's had success with that, so he's pretty much stayed with that as his put-away pitch.
There's a shot to center field. Well tagged. Back not yet to the track. On the track, Matthews Jr. makes the catch. Carlos continues to hit the ball hard. We're through 4, 7-5 Rays. Seven 5 as we go to the 5th. Rays lead this game. Angels coming in to hit. Another reminder of the Rays on the Runway coming up Sunday at Nordstrom's over at the International Plaza. Benefits the Children's Dream Fund. You can get more info at childrensdreamfund.org or information by calling 727-896-6390. It's always a lot of fun. It'll be Sunday after the final game of the homestand Sunday evening. There's a strike to Morales. Henry Morales is grounded out to second and is fouled out to Deoner Navarro. It's 1-1. Lance Cormier in relief of Jeff Neiman, who gave up 5 runs, 4 earned in 3 2/3. Surrendered 7 hits, struck out 3 and walked 3. Foul back, going to be out of play. 1-2.
Last inning by Lackey. That's the first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Pitchers and both starters have it really grinded out.
Yeah, and he gave up that long blast to
loud out,
too.
yeah.
I'll tell you, I thought
it was gone.
Yeah, I thought it had a good chance of getting out of here. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Another good block right there by Navarro, and he's getting the right leg down there on that curveball, keeping it right out in front. Yeah, Carlos is really swinging the bat well here. He's had 3 solid at bats tonight. He had 4 super at bats yesterday.
Morales still with a 2-2 count.
Well, they got him out. He lined out to first base. I mean, that could have been the difference in the game yesterday.
Yeah, it turned out to be a double play.
Yeah, that was a big double play. But he hit a bullet to Kendrick Morales right at him.
Now still 2-2 to Morales. Morales defected to the U.S. in June of 2004. He was persistent. He made a number of attempts to get to the United States to play baseball.
He did.
Way wide. That one just floated away from him on a breaking pitch, and it's 3-2.
A couple of years, though, to get his opportunity to play every day.
High fly ball right field. Gross waiting. He's got it. So that's the first out here in the 5th. And in the middle of all this, let's check in once again with Todd Cowles.
Dwayne Moore asked the announcer questions, and people can email us at ask.therays@fox.com. Vic and Kathy want to know about Jason Bartlett. Well, we found out today Bartlett had a good workout, and they think maybe by next week when the team's on the road in Colorado and New York, we could see him activated. And Dwayne, another question for you. Jeff wants to know, when there's a review like last night with the Howie Kendrick triple, and you're keeping score, do you note that in your scorebook? Back to you.
There's a strike call. The count is 1-1. We have more notes than we can actually read in our scorebook at the end of the night.
They're kind of fun, actually.
They are. And a little bouncing ball to first. Pena's going to make the play unassisted. And it's really fun. Everybody has their own unique way, I think, of keeping score.
Here's how I do it.
This is upside down. It really doesn't make any difference. Because we've got circles and stars and
different ways
track
you do
guys
it.
around the bases.
Yeah, it's fun to look back and that's how we know what happened last night because we scored the game. I actually remember what that is yesterday in the replay. How many minutes and seconds? 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Way to go!
See what I remember? It comes from way back.
That's that analyst mind of yours.
Insignificant things that I remember. I don't know. It's not good, is it?
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. They are fun to look at, and I've kept all the scorebooks of every game I've ever scored.
That's awesome.
And
you're very thorough.
This pitch is upstairs. 2-1. The storage bill on those through the years. But yes, we make notes of those things. Absolutely. 2-1. High fly ball back toward left center. That's Upton looking for it, and he's got it and makes the catch. Boy, lost it there for a bit. Napoli's out of there, and it's 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the fifth. 7-5 Rays. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Rays hold a 7-5 lead coming into the home half of the fifth. Ben Zobrist against Lackey. Takes the pitch and it's too low. Ben is 2 for 2. He has scored 2 runs. He also has a stolen base. 2-0.
Yeah, Ben's up to 313 now, 2 for 2. A couple of runs scored. Stolen base tonight. Along with his 12 home runs and 35 RBIs.
Takes a strike. Lackey with a strikeout and a walk. The Rays have 7 runs off him. 6 earned. Zobrist is aboard. So Ben draws the walk. And for the 3rd straight time, he leads off the bottom of the 5th. Good Willie Ibar to the plate. Have stolen a couple bases tonight. Upton has one and Zobrist the other one. They're up to 93 on the year. Fastball is a called strike. Back that's headed out of play, and it's 0-2. circle the bases with Alltel Wireless. Now there's a circle for everyone. Call 5, 10, or 20 free numbers on any network with My Circle, exclusively from Alltel.
Willie Ibar from the side there, good extension through the ball. He got a fastball that ran back into his swing, and he was all over it on an 0-2 fastball.
Now the pitch to Gabe Gross is down and in. Number 5 on the year for Willie Ibar. So Ibar with 3 runs batted in tonight, 2 coming with 1 swing of the bat. It's a strike to Gross, and the count is 1-1. And a strike.
It's one of those games where John Lackey's just kind of taking one for the team to try to get him through the 5th and maybe into the 6th inning. I doubt he'll get to that point, the 6th, because he's got 90 pitches right now. Not that Mike Scioscia's so worried about John Lackey's pitch count.
Ground ball right side, backhanded deep second. Kendricks throws in time. That's the first out here in the 5th. The Rays have 9 runs, 8 of which were earned, and really all of them could have been earned, except for the scoring call on the ball hit by Navarro in the 3rd. So they have 9 runs and 11 hits tonight against Lackey.
Well, the thing is, it's only a 4-run game differential. It's 9-5 because the Rays haven't exactly been sharp, although Cormier's come in and gotten the last 4 guys out.
1-0 the count to Navarro. Nothing.
Rich Thompson's been up now. That's the 2nd time that he's been up. If Lackey gets through this inning, I would think that would be about it for him.
Navarro pops it up, foul ball, and Figgins is after it. He makes the catch. 2 away. So the bases empty, 2 outs. A reminder of the Rays 10-game package. Has a nice ring to it. Buy 2 or more 10-packs and receive a replica 2008 American League Championship ring, and you select the games of your choice. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com to select your games and receive your replica ring. Reed Brignac takes a breaking ball for a strike. 1-1. So a 9-run game so far for the Rays. He came in leading the majors in runs scored, now up to 339. And here's Brignac hitting a high fly ball to deep left. Sends Rivera to the edge of the turf, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Rays up with 2 more on Ibar's home run. Amway Arena Sun Sports bringing you post-game coverage of the NBA Finals. Join the team that's been with the Magic all season. David Steele, Matt Gukas, and Paul Kennedy provide you with live player interviews, post-game press conferences, and in-depth analysis. Lakers versus Magic, the showdown, presented by StopRepairBills.com. Thursday on Sun Sports, immediately following Game 4. Sixth inning underway with a strike taken by Gary Matthews Jr. He doubled home a run and scored a run in the second inning. Lance Cormier on the mound for the Rays. That was a strike, 0-2.
That's a nice curveball right there. Flow going now for Lance. Hadn't pitched in 10 days until tonight.
Chopper back over the mound. Brignac scoops, go to first, got him. Boy, a good job by Pena staying on the bag at first to take the throw from Brignac.
Yeah, first of all, good pitch by Cormier, and great charge by Reed Brignac, and a great stretch by Carlos Pena. Take a look at it on the run right here. Short hops it in the air, and a nice stretch right there by Carlos Pena to stay on the bag too. Look at it like they're all big outs in this game. The way this game's gone.
Absolutely. You got this many runs and base runners and hits and everything else this early. Big cut. Kendrick misses. Strike one. Kendrick has struck out and walked. Scored a run after he drew a one-out walk in the fourth inning. That's a nice pitch on the edge. Strike two call.
Yeah, he's getting a nice rhythm going out here. Retired the last 5 batters since the single to Rivera up the middle of the fourth.
Two strikes the count.
Every club needs a guy like Lance Cormier. I mean, every club. Long relief, middle relief, pitch late if you need him to.
Breaking ball that didn't break quite enough. Kendrick hesitated on that pitch, but it stayed in. 1-2. And there's a shot back into left field. Crawford looking up, and that one is off the top of the wall. An extra base hit for Kendrick in at second with the double. He hit the breaking ball a long way right there.
Yeah, this is a curveball. He's thrown some pretty good cutters. This just hangs. It's just a hanging curve, looks like. Out over the plate. Howie with a big leg kick. Kind of right on the platter. Look at that extension through the ball right there. Hit head down. But it was up. Too much plate, too much hang. Mentioned earlier, Nicky Hatcher talking to him. It's the slider's been what's given Howie Kendrick trouble down on the way.
Now the top of the order, Sean Figgins. Pitch a little close to him. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now that play by Brignac, it does become huge. I'd like to keep this 4-run differential here. Ibar got 2 runs back with the home run.
There's a strike. 1-1. Yeah, that's a big home run by Ibar. Gives the Rays a little bit of a comfort zone, but as you mentioned, the way this game's gone, you're not quite sure you have enough runs.
Well, the Angels are second in the league in hitting. The American League at 276.
2-1 now.
It's not a tremendous power lineup. They're 14th in the league in home runs, only 44 home runs, but they've been grinding at bats out better, especially with the addition of the guy on deck, Bobby Abreu.
There's Abreu. He has a run batted in tonight. A 2-1 count. Figgins takes it up and away for ball 3. Cormier has been right, and that's been most of the time this year. He's been able to move that fastball around, pretty good command of that, and have a good curveball.
The Rays are going to get it stirring down there in the bullpen.
Foul ball up the right side off a fastball. So the count goes full.
It's a big pitch right here. We've said that a couple times tonight, but it is, because you got Bobby Abreu who's swinging it back well on deck. Rivera as well behind him, and an always dangerous Vladdy Guerrero. It's a big guy to try to get right here.
3-2, and he lost him. Missed with the fastball in. 2 men on with 1 out this week on Fox Saturday Baseball. Interleague play returns. David Wright and the Mets invade the Bronx, taking on Mark Teixeira and the Yankees in a showdown between the bitter crosstown rivals with bragging rights on the line. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Jim Hickey's going to go to the mound before the Rays pitch to Bobby Abreu. Men at first and second, 1 out. And there's further action in the Rays bullpen. Jason Isringhausen has gotten up, and Joe Nelson has joined him. So Isringhausen and Nelson loosening in the Rays right field bullpen.
Well, Nelson would be for guys like Kenny Morales and Meiser as tourists because of his changeup. Isringhausen would be for the next 2 guys, Juan Rivera and Vladdy Guerrero. Nelson acts as another left-hander for Joe Madden, as he can get lefties out with that changeup.
Well, here's Abreu. A double to the sacrifice fly, a strikeout in between, and a first pitch fastball. Cormier gets the count running in his favor. Strike 1. Lance in relief of Jeff Neiman. It's inside. 1-1. Just a little more on that fastball. 1-2.
Yeah, Bobby likes to hit that ball to left center. That's what he was trying to do there. Couldn't quite square it up. He's already hit a couple deep balls in left center in this series. He's still playing his normal position though. It's shallow in center.
Breaking ball got him. Abreu out on strikes. Well, Cormier got ahead in the count. Picks up a big strikeout.
Yeah, good overhand curveball right there. He powers it down his own. Nice job by Deonna Navarro to square it up with both legs down. Now that's good stuff right there by Deonna.
So a very big out. 2 outs with runners first and second, and Juan Rivera will step into the batter's box. He has 2 hits tonight. Was retired in the first on a good play by Longoria. Had been moving to his left back in the first inning on that play. Pitches up. Rivera has taken 2 base hits right back into center field. He drove in a run with the last one. It was a single back in the 4th.
Yeah, he likes that ball out over the plate. You can get in on Rivera. He likes to get out over the plate. Shoot it right to the gaps, up the middle, left center, right center. Hands hanging over the plate.
There's a high foul that's headed out of play.
You can tell the type of hitter by where his hands are. His hands right over the plate if you can get in there. Late on that pitch. Well, you leave a breaking ball or a fastball out over the plate, he can drill it.
Ball upstairs. 2-1. Well, there have been runners all over the bases tonight. Angels went out 1-2-3 in the 5th. The Rays went out 1-2-3 in the 4th. Otherwise, we've had some base runners. That will take the count to 2-2.
Nice little cut action of that pitch right there, and Juan Rivera pulled off it. He was looking for a 3-run home run right there.
So with 2 men on and 2 men out, the count is 2-2. Cormier delivers. The fly ball lifted into right. Gabe Gross is there waiting for it. Angels are out in the 6th. They leave 2. Bottom of the inning coming. 9-5 Rays. Is brought to you by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Well, the new pitcher for the Angels as we move into the Rays half of the 6th is Rich Thompson, big right-hander out of Australia. He follows John Lackey, and the Rays will send the top of the order up here to greet Thompson. Pitch is outside, 1-0.
Yeah, Rich Thompson had really strong numbers at Salt Lake City in AAA. 27 strikeouts in 18 1/3 innings. He's got a real tough overhand curveball.
Picks up the corner there. It's 1-1. The Angels got 5 innings out of Lackey. He gave up 9 runs, 8 earned on 11 hits. A couple of home runs among those hits. He struck out 2 and walked 2. To a wild pitch. Gives way to Thompson. A 2-1 count to BJ. Two and 2.
See if he tries that curveball right here. He's got a straight over the top curveball.
And he does. He got him, struck him out. So Upton out on strikes for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, you could tell that he was going to throw that curve too, because Napoli spread his feet out so far, and then what you're doing, you're alerting. You can read it early enough that I'm getting ready to block a curveball right here.
Here's Carl Crawford. Pitch is a strike. Thompson grew up in Sydney. Played baseball from about the time he was old enough to play it there, but it was the 2000 Sydney Summer Olympic Games that really sealed the deal for him. He was a bat boy. He was, I guess, 16 then, and a bat boy for the U.S. team in the Olympics.
He's got good stuff. A cup of coffee with the Angels in the big leagues now 3 years in a row.
One and two the count.
Some kind of overhand bite on that curve. Jason Ezerhausen getting ready. Looks like he's going to come in the seventh inning.
1-2 delivery. Hit on one hop to second. Kendrick's throw to first. So a strikeout and a ground out. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Evan Longoria will be the hitter. Three ground balls for Evan tonight. He's nothing out of 3. Hitting .308 for the season. Thompson starts him with a fastball away. 1-0. For 5, and now Thompson. Fly ball, right center field with some carry. Abreu to the wall and makes the catch. One step away from the wall out there, retiring the side. We're through 6. It's 9-5 Tampa Bay. Hausen will be the new pitcher for the Rays. Lance Cormier comes on. Gives him 2 1/3 in relief of Jeff Neiman. Now the veteran right-hander.
Yeah, Jason won a little more pitching time, more innings, so he's got one right here, and it's the heart of the order. Well, Rivera just got up, but it's Vladdy Guerrero. That's good enough.
First pitch, that big cut is fouled back. Strike 1. Guerrero, Morales, and Historis due up.
Huge out that Lance Cormier getting Rivera out. Pitched him tough. Got that fly out to right.
Left 2 men on base in the 6th. one in. Count is 1-1. Cut and a miss on the fastball. A little something on that one.
Yeah, he got it up to 93, up above Vladdy's hands. He chased that one. That's a good sign. Getting that fastball up to 93 makes that curveball more effective.
A fly ball to the opposite field. Drifting a bit. Gross makes the catch. That's the first out here. Don't miss the chance to experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to raysbaseball.com for more information. Morales 0 for 3 tonight. The first pitch is a fastball strike away from him. Isringhausen worked 2/3 of an inning Monday night in New York. Came on, got a double play ball. Alex Rodriguez. There's a breaking ball for a strike. 0-2.
A nice overhand curveball right there, right on the outside corner. After a 91 fastball.
Back. One away here in the top of the 7th. One ball, 2 strikes. To get their way back to 500, 2 under right now at 29-31. Count still 2 strikes. Angels won last night 4-3. Rays, after beating the Yankees 9-7 Saturday, the Rays lost the last 2 games of that series, 4-3 and 5-3, and lost 4-3 last night. 9-5 right now. It's foul back, out of play. Holds the count at 1-2.
This guy hasn't been an easy out. He's 0 for 3 tonight, but he's worked the count to 3-2. He's fought off some tough pitches tonight, Kendry Morales. Pitches per at bat, he's averaged about 6. Comes the 7th one in this one.
Isringhausen delivers on 1-2. Strikes him out. Just came back with a fastball. Finished him off.
A nice sequence right there. Fastball in, right, tied him up. That's a nice pitch right there. Navarro sets up in, and Isringhausen gets it right under his hands. No extension right there. Try to bring his hands in, but couldn't get to it. And more of that with guys like Morales that dive with the plate. Juan Rivera.
Sturris lifts a high foul and slicing out of play. Crawford over there, but no chance. 1 strike to count here. Top of the 7th inning. Drops one in there, a curveball. 0-2.
Well, that's what made Jason so effective when he was the closer for the Cardinals. He threw a 93 to 95 fastball and he dropped a 76 to 78 curveball on him. 2 put-away pitches. And he mixed in a slider as well.
Foul ball. And that one. Slider moving in on his Sturris. Just got a little piece of it to foul it away. with a fastball in. So Stewart goes to first. 0-2 fastball in. Now the catcher, Mike Napoli.
You never like to see this guy come up with a man on base to get you close, because he's always capable of reaching the seats. But that was a right idea by Isringhausen. It got away from him.
Swing and a miss. Napoli singled and scored in the second. He's 1 out of 3. Goes the runner. Breaking ball is in. Strike 2 call. So Stewart is in at second.
Deandre Navarro did the right thing. He made sure he stayed with that to get the call and the strike. He knew with a curveball there, Izturis had a great jump, and he had no chance to throw him out. And if he had rushed it and stood up to try to throw him out, he might have taken this pitch and blocked the umpire out. So he stays right down there, frames the ball nicely, gets the curveball for the strike. So now it's 0-2. So now you're concentrating on putting Napoli away. Bounces that curve, you're going to make sure you block it, keep it in front.
0-2. Fouls the fastball back. See, Napoli was halfway looking for the breaking ball there. 0-2 when just
yes, he was
kind of protect mode there against the fastball.
That was all hands right there. Basically fouled that ball out of Navarro's glove. You can throw him the curve as long as you get it down, drop it on the plate. In the dirt.
0-2. Just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Slide ball right there.
Foul again. Out of play. Came back with a slider.
He's in protection mode right there. I mean, here's a guy you can get up if you can get the fastball up above his hands. But boy, you're going to go in. You better make sure it's up and in. He's ready to launch. Got a big time uppercut swing.
1-2, and that one stays inside. Takes it to 2-2. Isringhausen delivers. There goes a man for third. Strike 3 call on the outside corner. He threw him a fastball out there on the edge. Got him looking. 7th inning stretch time. 9-5 Braves. Yankees on top. Don't forget, fans, the $250,000 Mustang Money tickets are on sale. Register your non-winning tickets now through June 11th, which I guess would be tomorrow, for a second chance to win great prizes that include a 2010 Ford Mustang V6 convertible, an Ultimate Florida Baseball Weekend getaway, or $100 gas cards. Visit FLALottery.com for details. Carlos Pena will lead off the home half of the 7th. And boy, is he swinging a great bat the last couple nights. Single and a home run tonight, and a smash to center caught on the track by Matthews Jr. in the 4th. He takes a pitch for a strike. Curveball to start him.
2 for 3 tonight. Solo home run to left field. A couple runs scored. Single. 7 really good at bats in this series. All 7 times up. This is his 8th at bat so far in these 2 games.
1-2 the count. The Yankees are trying to come back on Boston in the 7th inning. It's 6-5 Boston. Red Sox at one point led 6-2 in that game. Pena is out on strikes for the first out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And let's check in with Todd Callis.
We have a trio of questions, guys. If you have your pens ready, here we go. First of all, from Steve. Steve wants to know from Kevin, who actually calls the game? Who calls the pitches? Is it the catcher? Is it the manager? Is it a combination? And does it vary team to team? We have 2 ladies watching us, Elizabeth and Sharon, that were curious about the Angels uniform and the number 34 that is on that uniform. And finally, 2 different viewers also. Kim and Kevin want to know about pitchers that throw balls in the dirt. Usually those pitches are thrown away, but yet when a hitter grounds a ball on the dirt, they keep that ball in play, and they were wondering why. A lot to chew on, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Ben Zobrist up here. 1-1 the count.
Let's wait till Ben. Let's wait till Ben homers here.
Yeah,
I mean, not hey.
Ben,
sorry, Ben.
Well,
Put
he's
so
been
much
on 3
Ben.
times. He scored 3 runs, so why not? This pitch is down 2-0. Well, you know all about the calling balls and strikes, both from a catcher's perspective and a manager's perspective, calling pitches for catchers and pitchers.
Well, clubs do it different. The catcher calls the game. I mean, in conjunction with the pitcher. Yeah, that's who calls the game.
That broke his bat right there. I think sounded like it did.
Sure did. What you see on TV when the managers are doing things on their face here, the nose, the ear, the chin, they're giving catchers signs when runners are on base, especially at first base, on the throw over to first, the step off, or the pitch out. They're not calling pitches. Mike Socia doesn't call too many pitches. Held up. That's tough to hold up on that curve. Ben was able to do it. That guy's got a nasty curve. Take a look at this curveball. Good overhand curve. Ben checks his swing, and he's able to do it. Barrel stays back.
Well, the count is full on Zobrist. And there's a breaking ball for strike 3. A 3-2 breaking ball, and a good one from Thompson.
That's nasty, and you know that's really what you should call on Ben 3-2, because he squares up on everybody's fastball. That's just a nasty backdoor curve. Looked like it went around the plate actually, but the Angels get the call on that one. Actually, Ben was right; it was a ball, unfortunately. But the catcher calls the game. Now, if you have a young catcher, I can remember when I had Pudge Rodriguez in Texas, I might call 7 or 8 pitches a game.
Hey, here's Ibar hitting one down the right side, foul. Strike 1. He's already hit a home run to right center tonight.
And you call him depending on the situation, real tight situations. When, I had Pudge though when he was 20 years old, but if you got a veteran catcher, he calls the game.
With a pop, foul ball left side. Biggins coming in from third, making the call and the catch, and it's a 1-2-3-7. On to the 8th we go with the Rays leading 9-5. The Major League hole leaders, Ryan Manson of the Phillies, Jeremy Affeldt of the Giants, and Carlos Marmol of the Cubs, each with 13 leading the majors. Jose Arredondo and Bobby C with 12 leading the American League. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. Joe Nelson has 5 holds, and he becomes the 4th pitcher of the game for the Rays. On to face Gary Matthews Jr. Pitch is a strike around the knees.
Joe's been doing a good job of, when they're sitting on his changeup, as you look at his numbers, 25 games he's been in already. Averaging a strikeout an inning right there, but he's done a better job when they're sitting on his changeup. He's been doubling up on the fastball.
Fly ball, not too deep towards center. Bichay's there to make the catch as a pop fly takes care of Gary Matthews Jr. Be sure and visit RaysBaseball.com to enter the tobacco-free Florida Rays Junior Announcer promotion throughout the month of June. You can win Rays tickets and have your child serve as the Rays Junior Stadium announcer during a home game. Visit RaysBaseball.com for details. Howie Kendrick. Which is a strike.
We had some other questions I guess we got to get to, don't we?
Yeah, let's see. What did we have?
We had
number
34. Yeah.
For
we touched on this last night.
Angels. And that's in the tragic death of their young pitcher. Ground ball backhanded by Longoria at third. He recovers and throws. And Kendrick is out number 2.
Wow. What a play, both ends. That's where you really like Evan back in the lineup with this defense right here. Knocks it down. All in one motion, and Carlos again with a nice stretch. Saves a double right there. He knew exactly who was running. Howie Kendrick runs pretty well.
So that's the second out of the inning. Yeah, the number is for Nick Adenhart, who was tragically killed in the auto accident earlier this year. There's a strike to Figgins, and they have his jersey hanging in their dugout.
Yeah, just boy, that was sad. We were in Boston when we heard about that. I mentioned last night Jared Weaver is on a mission this year pitching for him because that was a guy that they were going to be moving into a house together in Anaheim that very weekend. Look at Jared.
2 strikes to count to Figgins here. Pitch away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs with the bases empty in the 8th. And a little popper, shallow center. Upton is there, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3-8. Bottom of the inning coming, 9-5 Tampa Bay. tobacco-free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. Back at Tropicana Field. On to the home half of the 8th. Joe Nelson a 1-2-3 top. Justin Spire is going to be the new pitcher for the Angels. They're third. The Rays will have Gabe Gross to lead off against the veteran right-hander.
Yeah, Justin in 21 1/3 innings, 5.06 earned run average. Mentioned before that the Angels have had trouble out of the bullpen all season long. They are dead last in Major League Baseball. Bullpen ERA coming in 5.82.
And the first pitch to Gross is a strike call.
Nice inning out of Joe Nelson, by the way. Bullpen's done a good job tonight.
Gross checks and takes the pitch down. Rich Thompson pitched well 2 innings. He had very good stuff. The Rays got to look at him in relief of Lackey. And now it's Spire.
He's nasty, Rich Thompson. Good fastball 93 and a great overhand curveball.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Spire been around the big leagues a long time. From the time he was about 4 or 5 when his father played shortstop for the Montreal Expos. This pitch is down, bouncing away, and the count is 2-2. He was one of those little guys hanging around the ballpark in the clubhouse.
I remember his dad also when he started with the San Francisco Giants. Pretty good defensive shortstop with a good arm.
And strike 3 called at the knees. Gross thought the pitch was down.
Well, the zone's opening up a little bit now, but let's take a look at the checkers double of the game. It's these 2 pitches by Easterhausen. Nice job by Navarro to frame a curveball. A big strike on Napoli there, and then to get Napoli out, he goes a little slide ball away right there. Nice frame by Navarro as well. That's your doubles, checkers doubles of the game.
And Navarro up here takes the pitch for a strike. With that foul ball. Yeah, things have started to come completely unglued over there in the Angels booth.
Here's my friend Mark Rubizar right here. He loves that stuff. Sorry, guys. I had to draw on Mark. We've become good friends. We almost got in a fight in Kansas City, by the way, when he was pitching. But we've become good friends. Hey, he loves that. He does a good job. You know that story, don't you, when he was pitching for the Royals? And we got in a fight. I was managing, and they were hitting our guys, so they hit Palmeiro, so it was intentional, and I vowed the next day we're going to get somebody, and we got Brian McRae, and that was Gooby's best friend on the team, one of them, and Brian charged the dugout. He charged me.
Chopper. Kendricks will take care of that. Navarro is the second out here in the 8th.
Nothing happened, though. We're all friends.
Yeah, well,
Gooby was right behind me. He could have drilled me from behind. He didn't. We laugh about it now. We're good friends. Lives in the Los Angeles area, not too far from me.
Well, there's Reed Brenyak with the bases empty and 2 gone.
I don't think in today's game, though, you could say, I'm going to hit somebody tomorrow. Your guys are getting hit. I think I probably would have been suspended, fined. Nothing happened to me. Mickey Hatcher, who was on one of my coaches, And he was friends with Gary Gaetti. Gaetti was playing first. Mickey was coaching first base for me in Texas. And Gary Gaetti said, when's Kennedy going to do it? When's he going to get him? Mickey said, don't worry, he's going to do it. So we waited till the 8th inning. And with 2 outs, I brought in a lefty named Bob Patterson. I said, Bob, you got to get Brian, get him low, just like you did on Palmeiro. Don't hurt him. And he did. Brian took 1 step toward the mound. He came right to our dugout. And we were all ready for it. Nothing happened. And his dad was managing. Brian McRae's dad, Hal, was managing. So
yeah, there was some fire there too.
Yeah, there was. It was good fun. You got to protect your players. I was upset. Palmeiro had beat Apier on a 1-hitter. We beat him 1-0 on a home run. And the night before that, he had 2 home runs. So they drilled him. We got him back. That's when the players could all settle it amongst themselves. The umpires let it go, and they knew that. You didn't have all this stuff coming from MLB. A guy throws up and in, all of a sudden he's kicked out of the game immediately, and MLB fines. I mean, like Joe Madden. Joe Madden getting fined that time. Who was that? A couple
the Indians.
Ago. Yeah, the Indians. Ridiculous.
Victor Martinez and
ridiculous.
All of that. Big cut and a miss. Brignac out on strikes. 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. We go to the 9th with the Rays leading 9-5. On Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida, our camera crews will be in the stands searching for the most creative signs that shows your support for the Rays. So grab your markers and poster board, get to work. Kid with the best sign will be seen on live TV during our telecast, all part of Kids Sunday on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. On to the 9th inning. It's 9-5. The Rays lead. Bobby Abreu will lead it off against Joe Nelson. The first pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate.
These are normally rally hats.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to snap this little 3-game slot.
Exactly.
A little bit. It's 1-1. Rivera due next, and Guerrero following him. And a liner in the left. That's going to stay up, and Crawford makes the catch. 1 away. So Nelson on to face the left-handed bat of Abreu. And now Joe Madden comes out. He continues to play matchup Dan Wheeler is down there in the bullpen, and so Nelson will depart. We'll be back in a moment. The ninth inning. Pat Burrell close to getting ready for the Rays. He's been out with the bad neck, as you know, took some BP. And our next edition of Inside the Rays focuses on Pat, tracing his 10-year MLB career. First gained national attention, you know, at Miami. That's Inside the Rays. Pat Burrell premiering Sunday, 4:30 on Fox Sports Florida. For a preview of the show, log on to FoxSportsFloridaTV.com and click on the Rays link. And Wheeler, the new pitcher for the Rays, 5th of the night. He's on to face Juan Rivera, the number 3 hitter in their lineup. Pitch down and away. A ball, no strikes.
You're right. It's mix and match down there in the bullpen, and the bullpen's done a really nice job tonight. Really changed the momentum and put some zeros up there, starting with Lance Cormier.
Isringhausen gave him an inning, and Nelson came on to match up against primarily the left-handed bats. It's ball 2 to Rivera, 2-0.
Nice paint right there at 87 on the corner. Rob Drake actually has called a pretty good game. He's been pretty consistent back there on both sides. Home plate umpire.
And there's a strike again. That squares it now at 2-2.
Put up the zone a little bit the last inning or so. He called a low fastball on Gabe Gross, and that backdoor curveball that got Zobrist.
Now the 2-2. Strike 3 call. Rivera didn't like that one.
Well, that's what we've seen the last inning. He's opened it up a little bit. That's just a good pitch. That's too close to take anyway. That's just paint 3 times in a row after getting behind 2-0. Nice comeback by Dan Wheeler.
Two outs here in the ninth. Vladimir Guerrero steps in. Guerrero 1 for 4. He had a first inning single. And he takes the pitch, a fastball for a strike.
Paint 4 in a row right there. You know, Kim and Kevin had one question. I'll just answer it real quick before Vladdy hacks at this pitch.
Yeah, go ahead.
They were asking about balls that who throws them out. The umpire is supposed to throw them out, but now everybody does. The players just throw them out if they have a scuff on it. It never used to be that way. That was the umpires say, hey, give me that ball back.
1-1, and pitchers would love to keep those balls if they had a scuff on them.
Yeah, and if you knew what to do with it, that's right.
That's the other.
Yeah, how many guys really
equation.
know what to do with it? So I was around Don Sutton and these guys, and I guarantee you they knew what to do with it. Put the scuff on the opposite side, the ball would have some movement going the opposite way. Depending on which way you wanted it to move.
Another 1-1. Big cut and a miss. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, Guerrero really takes a cut.
Yes, he does. He's looking for his second home run there.
A ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty. A little foul ball off the slider there.
Glad he can reach that too. Those long arms of his. That was a tough pitch to get to.
It's a 1-2 count. Brown looking for the final out here. And there's a shot back into center field. Pretty well tagged. Upton going back, and it's going to be over his head. Bottom of the wall. Guerrero's around second on his way to third. And the throw all the way to third, and he is in there with a triple. So Guerrero keeps this game going with a 3-base hit to center field.
Thought for a second there BJ was going to make that over-the-shoulder catch we saw him make the first week of the season here at the Trop. Made a couple of great catches. That's like a little slider up. BJ's got it tracked, just a little bit out of his reach. Vladdy was looking 3 all the way. He wasn't settled a double there. A little bit of a gamble because the relay was a lot closer than what I'm sure Vladdy thought. Down 4 runs.
Well, here's Kendry Morales now. And the first pitch is a strike. Morales hitting .262 for the year. Over the split that time.
That was a good one too. Bottom fell out of that. That's going to be an effective pitch for Dan, I think. That's that split. I don't know if it's fastball.
A 2-strike count. And a little tap foul. He came back with that split. That's something that could also be used against left-handed hitters.
Absolutely. Yep.
Guerrero at third. And a ground ball out to second base, picked up by Zobrist. And the throw to first. Rays are winners. It's a 9-5 final as the Rays snap their little 3-game losing streak. Lance Cormier is going to get the win.